Hey Chris, I'm making this vlog because I read your post on Medium. My initial vlog uh, was not kind, and I deleted it. It was about that close to being uploaded, and I read your Medium post, and I thought differently for reasons I'm about to explain. First of all, I thought my initial reaction to what I saw, based on Wesley's video, was what you did was racist. Okay, and it was institutionally racist. And I understand your history about trespassing, but I don't know you. I don't know you. Uh, but from what the camera showed, your knee-jerk reaction was to call the police. And there's been too much of that. I live in Oakland. I'm here in Georgia for my mom most of the time, but I live by the lake, and I've seen gradually and then dramatically Oakland change in a way that's arguably it has become one of the centers of institutional racism in the United States, if not the world. And I never thought I would say that about the city that I love, but it has. It's a fact. Uh, what happened between the two of you did step in the middle of that, and to Wesley's credit, he did warn you that the image he was putting out was going to push you and he in that direction. That's what happened. Uh, Unlike other people, you wrote a Medium post. I bothered to read it. Where you were wrong was immediately calling the cops. Where you were wrong is in not trusting him. I've been in situations like that. I have a call box. And what I used to do is, hey, you know what? If I did this a couple of times, I would say, hey, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry, I can't hold the door. Right? And then now I thought about it from that person's perspective. You don't know why they need to get in. You don't know what the situation is. And what I found, Chris, is that 9.5 times out of 10, the reason is something that you would never have thought of, and you feel like a heel after you find out what the reason is, as I know it was the case in this situation. All right. But what got me was that you reached to call 911, and on top of that, you work for YouTube. And I'm like, no. Okay. No. Because it brings up all kinds of questions, like, do you have black friends? If I looked at your Facebook page, would I see a black person around you? Do you have associations with people who are black? Because if you did, on a regular basis, I bet your credits to Navy Beans you wouldn't have done that. Okay? Now here's where I think Wes was wrong. All right? Where he was wrong, Mr. Mitchell, is in telling you he didn't have to tell you shit. Since you had a justifiable reason to, fear somebody, and that's what it was, okay? Fear somebody who's standing there and they caught the door to go in rather than just waiting, right? Because of that, and because he could have asked you for help. He could have said, hey, you know what? My friend's disabled. I'm coming to check on her because of this. Could you help me by doing X? And that would have gotten you on his side. So he didn't handle that properly at all. Got you there, right? So my point is, it was kind of like, I hate to say it was kind of like jerk on jerk. All right. Yeah. That's what it was. And it's good that this happened, because in terms of this use of the communications devices that we all love today, because the lack of association regarding color, because of these devices, the tendency to view someone as the other through a lens, if you will, rather than experience them and hear them and hang out with them, is damaging us. I think YouTube can be a great device to change that, as long as the video becomes a real association. I'm thinking out loud here, but there is that problem, okay? The problem does exist. And I hope you learn that, how to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and be more empathetic, because having acknowledged that what he did and the way he handled it was wrong. I also think that if you had said to him, hey, you know, I'm not threatening, maybe I can help you in some kind of way. Here's my situation. Here's what I'm trying to understand you. I think if you approached him that way, he would have come off differently. And not only that, listen to your son. You know, your son has a good heart. He can sense when someone has a good heart. Your son's a blessing. If your son is tugging at you and saying, hey, daddy, don't do that, you know what? You shouldn't do that. That's going to live with you for the rest of your life, man. And in your son's worst moments, he's going to remind you of this. So you got some cleaning up to do. But I'm glad you wrote the Medium post. It gave me a perspective on what happened to your father that I completely 1,000,000% empathize with. And that's the whole point. You want to know what the whole watchword here is empathy. In all cases, empathize with the other person's walk in life. Don't be so quick to question it because they don't look like you. Because I'll bet you if that was some hot blonde girl, you would have done that. Don't tell me you would have. All right, later.